Starline Cornish 31, early 90s. I can show you how I'm in the winter storage cover and how it's built and what's the design, how you can do it on your own. I decided to build it on top of the deck instead of building it from the ground like the next door neighbor here. This saves a lot of materials and effort. It's going to be much less wood that you have to purchase. It's going to be much less wood that you have to carry and hold and store. So it's going to be much easier to build. That will of course put a lot more weight on the actual docking station. So I have built these extra covers here, or extra holdings, 3 on each side, to give extra support in case the wind starts to wiggle this whole structure. I have used these building irons that are identical, so they're all the same. There's 12 of them. And I would say that the angle of each of these is 60 degrees because it creates 180 out of 3 of them. I don't know the angle, but that's my logic. I have built it from 2x4. This could have been built from 2x2 as well, but that then saves me material and these irons on the length side, so I can use quite wide gaps between these, so that's something almost 4 meters when I go down the second time. And I have also decided to put the similar wood here on below. That allows me to then put these standing here on their own. It also makes sure that the distance between the legs stays the same, and it gives a little bit weight for the structure so the wind doesn't blow it off. But the main benefit is that I can put these first poles standing. I can support them on the sides with these boards. I can support them with these smaller angles here. Once they are standing on both sides, then I only have to do the top arc one by one. Since I'm building this on my own, that gives me the ease that I need, because otherwise I would have to build these whole arcs one by one and then try to get them up somehow, and that would be quite difficult. So having this board here below gives me that benefit. Then I have also attached them to the boat so that way it really doesn't fly off from the deck. I've decided to build it from these 2 different separate sections. So I have one there on the deck, which is much lower than the one here on the back, because this area is much taller. I think this is something like 5 meters from the ground at least. This boat is about 10 meters long and 3.5 meters wide. So the main arc length is the same throughout, but this is much lower. Again, it saves material, and then I don't have to build it so that they're all aligned, so it's easier to build half a boat and then another half a boat. The problem then is that I have to somehow again connect these that the tar doesn't break, but I use the same piping approach that I used in the back. And in here this roof lamp is so close that I wanted to give extra support for this part here, and I had to tilt the light mast, but this is how it looks like. This gives me space to even come up here, so I can climb from the back and I can come up here and I can still be here crouching a little. This gives me space to operate here even when the tarp is on, and the same goes here on the front deck. The next step is then to put the actual tarp on and see how it looks like then. And you can get the exact measures of these distances of these pieces of the wood attached for this video. It took me something like 8 hours to build this whole thing. I designed it from scratch, measured, saw it, came back up here, measured, went down, sawed, and so forth. So it took me about 1 day, something like 8 hours. I can do this totally on my own. I don't need a supporting help, but I would rebuild this in a year from here when I have all these already cut into correct measures and mark them and everything, it's probably gonna take me something like 3 to 4 hours to build this again. So it's gonna be less than half the time. So it's gonna be quite decent and quick. I will give you the exact measures of this design if you want to use it. So if your boat is something like 10 meters long and 3.5 meters wide, you will have the same amount of wooden distances roughly. You can then fine tune it according how tall certain sections are in your boat. But I will give you the exact design and measures of this if you want to rebuild this yourself. This is how it looks from the front. Again, I have these extra supports here. And the tar will then come down from the outside of the railing, and I will tie it somewhere down here. The tar is 10 meters and 20 meters in size. My plan is to put the 20 meters as the length, so it will then come way above here and in the front, but the 10 meters will probably come, I don't know, somewhere in here, this side, so the half bottom of this will be open. I think that's okay. It will cover the rain, but it allows the air to flow, so let's see how it looks like when I put it on.